Fortunes are made and lost, all in seconds. Sometimes, you're the one shooting. Sometimes, you're looking down the barrel. A couple bad deals and my friends and I have ended up on the wrong side of a bad situation. One more score, and maybe we can put that behind us. Meat, machines, and magic all fight to be top dog. And us, we intend to come out on top. We run the night.
Hello, we're here. We got a new overlay thanks to the one and only Peppermint Gentleman. We're feeling pretty fresh. We're going to go ahead. Oh, girl. Thank you guys so much for the subs. I appreciate y'all. We're going to go ahead and do a round robin to see who everyone is, because obviously you guys, as much as I do, forget on who people are all the time. But we'll go ahead and go around and start with Konami. Just sort of who you are, what you do, and move on.
Hey, what's up? My name's Konami. I am the resident adept. Used to be a decker turned street sam turned adept. My life has been a interesting one. Yeah, I punch people in the face when I'm told to punch people in the face, and I forget that I'm not a charismatic person regularly. So buckle in. I'm going to try to talk to people.
Next up, we have Dobrik.
Hello, I am Dr. Dobrik Kapoor. I am a biotech researcher / medical doctor by day and Shadowrunner by night. I am this group's combat mage, so more fireballs, mana bolts, also, levitates and mind control stuff. It's a little my alley, as opposed to karma. But yeah, I'm the group's brain sometimes, when I'm in the right mindset.
That checks out. Speaking of karma, we got some bad karma down there.
I'm Dr. Karma. I'm the group's shaman. Deal with all the spiritual needs and usually the magical healing, but lately it's been a little bit more the medicinal healing. I deal with healing magic, illusion magic, and good vibes.
The best kind of healing, if you ask me. And last but not least, we have Mason.
I'm Mason. I talk to people and I do my best to not make them angry. And I'm along for the ride and I hold a gun. That's pretty much about it. I let these guys mostly handle it.
The heavy lifting. That checks out.
Yeah.
Literally the heavy lifting.
Literally. There's times where I get buffed for lifting and I'm like, I don't know why you're wasting this on me.
Let's go. So last time, emotions got a little high. Hype train incoming. Let's go. Emotions got a little bit high, so we did a... you guys were able to come back to the dead end and go to get some rest. There was a horde of zombies that began to emerge out of the cemetery, thanks to some shadow magic that was at play. As it began to bring dead bodies forward, you guys handled them pretty easily. But you guys did come across a familiar face, as the group of trolls' father was among some of the people that were brought back from the living. And you guys were able to make sure that Jake and Drake and the rest of the family knew. After Drake ran off, Jake casted some mind magic to try to calm Drake down. As he was beginning to cast spells through a quite high background count, and was damaging himself in the process. After you guys got inside, tensions began to continue to rise as Konami was trying to help calm down Jake, where it got to the point where Jake was starting to ball his fist up a little bit, and eventually mind-controlled Konami and told Konami to shoot Dobrik, which was a pretty nasty gunshot wound that Dobrik was then taken care of. But as this was all going on, Jake began to curl up his fist once more as a fireball spell was beginning to be casted, centered on himself. There was no real reaction that was able to stop, this oncoming fireball. Once Jake told the party to shoot him to make sure that he wasn't able to cast it, but they made the hesitation on trying to shoot him as they thought it was just some feelings getting the best of him. Once Konami got close and gave Jake a hug, a select few words were whispered into Konami's ear, and then the fireball went off. Only person that was relatively injured, besides Jake, obviously, was Mason. Did receive a little bit of heat coming from it. But other than that, the bar is relatively in shape. And the last you guys saw, Drake was sort of on knees and hands, just sort of silently sobbing as he just saw his brother just more or less blow himself up with the fireball. And that's where we are picking up. Konami, you did still hear, like I was saying, the whisper that went on, saying that someone sends the regards. And you guys were also, you are still more or less in the same position, just sort of holding the husk that was Jake.
All right. So, I'm pretty sure that he's dead, but I'm still going to check Jake for a pulse.
Wonderful. Spoiler alert, he is dead.
I figured.
I'm gonna run to the sink and cool down my burns.
Yeah, Dobrik and the bartender, I believe, are still putting out some of the flames.
Yes.
I'll grab a bucket, make my way towards Konami, and just say, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, that was. It feels like in a lower tone to him, like back to Dobrik. It feels kind of like wrong place, wrong time to say it, but that was spicy. Are you okay?
I don't want to be on your bad side. I'll just leave it at that.
I don't want you to be either. You haven't been yet, bud.
I felt it. I felt what it's like to be on that end.
You know that wasn't me, right?
Yeah, I assumed you were Drake mind controlled you.
Yeah, Jake was all
Or
up in
Jake?
my head. Also, we need to have a family meeting sooner than later about some shit that he told me right before he exploded. Because that's some bad news if what he says is right.
Something we need to be worried about now.
Yeah. Like it might not be super pertinent like right now, but it's big.
I'll just kind of walk over there. My arms are still wet from trying to cool down. Like, hey, we should probably pay attention to Drake. I don't want him, coming after us now.
I feel like you might be the best person suited for that.
Yeah.
You might be a little bit mad at Konami right now.
I'm not allowed to talk to them anymore.
How's
I
he
tried.
doing over there? Got some burns too, right?
Who? Drake?
Drake.
No, Drake didn't have any sort of burns. The only people that were really even affected by the fireball was going to be Jake, Konami, and Mason were the three people that were really affected by it. Other than that, everyone else is pretty much untouched.
Do we still have that background count?
Yes.
-6, right?
It has reduced down to -4 now.
Dobrik, it might kill him. No, it won't kill him. Dobrik will go ahead and switch wisdom, willpower to intuition, and then just take a look around, just look how everyone's feeling, both mundane and astral plane.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to cast increase your attributes and resist that drain.
Gotcha.
I think Karma's just going to switch.
Trying to remember. Yeah, Karma, you healed me 3 points last time.
Yeah, because
that
you
is
had
correct.
the extra point.
I could.
I'm going to switch to astral perception just to see if I can see anything, because I guess we're pretty positive they were under the control spell, so see if there's still an astral signature lingering.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to roll your astral perception.
I could also use a little help with these burns if you guys don't mind.
Got 2 on perception.
All right, with 2, you see there is a astral signature. There is a couple of astral signatures that are surrounding Jake. One is obviously Jake's because you have sensed him before. One you have sensed also before.
Do I remember from when?
Roll memory.
All right. I took another point of stun, but I got my +4 to intuition.
Heck yeah.
Ooh. 3.
3, okay.
Not sure if that constituted an ooh, but
Ooh, 3.
for Karma, that's a lot.
Yes. It is a familiar individual, which you guys refer to as Blood Jesus.
I'll snap back. And in case we weren't wondering before, this is Blood Jesus' astral signature linger around this place.
Did you say Blood Jesus?
Blood Jesus.
You know, the dude floating around that was all bloody.
Yeah, the dude from the first time around.
All right, well, I should probably go talk to Jake or Drake. Is there a little magical mumbo jumbo you guys could do for me before I head over there? Metagame wise, I currently have a -1. So
I got you.
I'm nearly
You look
tapped
pretty.
out.
I meant more for these extensive burns that are currently, bothering my left arm, chest a little bit.
I haven't already healed those yet, have I?
No. He has not
Nobody
received
has.
any of these.
Oh, okay.
I have normal, medicine.
You guys, you good? You good? Need heals? I'm sitting here like,
Help!
Let me see if I can put a little salve on that for you. I'll cast heal.
Okay.
Josh, I rolled a 3 on my perception check just to look around, make sure everyone's acting all right, or nothing's out of place.
Yeah. Emotions are high. You can definitely tell everyone in this building is upset. You don't have to actually be perceived to be able to tell that, but you can definitely now know everyone is true in their feelings of being upset. But everyone is mundane besides Drake, excuse me. Did you sense, or was that just astral perception?
Astral perception to look around.
Sure.
Then, I was going to start sensing, just some stuff I know, because he said Kamazats, or Blood Jesus. I don't know if that's Kamazats. So I was just gonna keep an eye out, or start, just making sure nothing weird was happening, because I think he might be fuzzy still. So think I have a better eye.
Yeah, sure. So you look around. There is definitely a magical aura that you still see throughout. You identified as the background count. And then you do see Drake still has his magical aura surrounding him. But other than that, nothing really out of the ordinary.
That doctor that came to us that first night. He's still around?
He is not. It does not look like he's currently in the room.
Gotcha.
3 hits on heal.
Cool.
So, whatever your essence is.
Yeah, what's your essence there, Mason?
I was muted at the 5.
5. He just gets 3 hits, right? Because you don't get the free one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Back
So
to full.
you get 3 hits.
Nice. All right. I guess I'll make my way over to Drake.
Does anyone else need healing? Gilbert, you good?
I mean, I won't say no. But I mean, I'm still pretty hurt from Konami shooting me a whole bunch. But
I think I healed that already, didn't I? I thought I healed something. I'm trying to keep track of everyone's injuries.
Okay, yeah, you healed physical for me. I don't know if you can't heal physical again, then there's nothing you can do for me stun wise, because that's all magic drain.
No, it's based off of injury. So if you got punched in the face, I can heal your punch to the face.
If I punch myself in the face.
Is Drake still collapsed on the ground?
Yeah. This is all happening relatively quickly. Probably all within a couple of minutes, and he's still just sort of knelt down on the side. There's a couple of his family members, sort of hovering back a few meters, trying to give him the space.
I'll kind of walk over there, gun put away, nothing out. Just kind of kneel down and put my hand on his back. And I'll just ask him, is there anything you need from us?
So the only thing... so he just takes a breath and he just... No, I gotta take a walk. And he just slowly sort of gets to his feet and heads outside.
I'll just kind of stand up and let him be. Just go back and be like, guys, I guess we just give him time.
We brought snacks.
I'll just kind of look to the trolls, right?
Yeah.
Just like, if you're hungry, we got some food in the truck.
They nod in understanding, but no one seems to head out to the truck to go get the food. Seems like most people probably have just lost their appetite.
From while this is all going on, I wanted to kind of slink to the bar or just be out of the way. And just, hey, gang, team huddle, real quick. Just have some stuff that I heard.
Okay.
What's up?
Before the fiery conclusion to everything that just happened, Jake said something about Kamazat says his regards.
Wait, I know that name.
Yeah. Wait, how do you know that name?
like pull like an old like shitty bloodied phone out of my pocket and be like, look, I'm gonna just show you a text. This was on the guy who killed sorry, Dober. Ika. I kind of forgot I had it.
You didn't think this information was pertinent?
I said the words, I forgot I had it.
I mean, it's directly. You know what? You forgot. Okay.
I believe you're trying to say thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. Thank
Go
you.
that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Actually,
Um,
I forgot what it kind of says. What does it say? Because at this point, I've put it in your hands.
All I remember is that it says Kamazats in the
Yeah,
message.
I don't remember.
Unless you speak or understand Spanish, the only thing you would understand is just Kamazats.
Yo soy speak Spanish. I am speak Spanish.
I am speak Spanish, he says, chat. Get him out of here. Time him out.
It says, clear the school. He is risen. All hail Kamazats.
All hail Kamazats. Yeah, this isn't good, gang.
Who's Kamazats?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Kamatachi not going to work anymore?
Okay, long story short, he is pretty much just violence god in Asland. He likes blood.
That makes two of you.
Question. Does that make him literally Blood Jesus?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's probably these astral signature I've been sensing all over the place.
So, like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, different parts of Atslan say different things about him. He's not good news, one way or another. If he's involved, if the entity that is Kamazats is involved, we're not going to have a good time. And if he's around, I would venture to guess that Aztec is up here snooping around doing something.
Renraku is.
Yeah, well, Renraku is, but we also aren't they downtown? Like, don't they have a headquarters here?
Uh-oh.
Who? Renraku?
Yeah, no, I know it's Sederkrupp, it's Ares, and the third one is Renraku, yeah?
Yeah, and then there's also the new corporation, which is I cannot remember what its name is.
Horizon?
They were done.
Sorry, hold on one second. You know, thinking that I would just read this lore on the daily.
Wuxing?
I can't remember. It's Wuxing. No, Spinrad Global. Spinrad Global is the other corporation that's here.
Do they make records? Because they should.
They are mostly a media corporation, so yes, in theory.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, like Renraku has their headquarters here, so that's fine. Like with them snooping around, all right. But if Aztec is floating around, guys, like I'm not okay with that.
I mean, what are you gonna do about it? Like, what are we supposed to do?
I don't know, but with me and them, it's on site. Like that's the way it's got to be.
So we're just going to run back to Seattle and say, sorry, couldn't figure it out. Get out of here?
No, I'm just saying maybe we be careful because we have a literal blood god and an entire corporation that wants to see me deader than dead.
Maybe we should go talk to these other corporations.
That's the first sober thing that I think has ever come out of your mouth.
If we can get them all to go after, Aslan.
I mean, if we can go get protection through like Ares or Sederkrupp, because I don't want to go anywhere near Renraku, just on the off chance that they have our picture.
I think the person up in York University was Sederkrupp, if I'm not mistaken. Toronto
ruined it.
was Renraku. Seder Krupp killed Ika.
Okay, then not Seder Krupp.
Might have been personal.
If we see Ares, I might have a little pull. Technically, I was honorably discharged.
No,
But-
technicalities are where it counts, especially when you're dealing with corporations.
But
So,
I was also just, a sergeant foot soldier. No big deal. Like, no one's going to know who I was.
Yeah, but
But I am on record.
why would a corporation up here help us? What do we offer them?
I don't think they'd help us more along the lines of like, boy, don't kill us. I was you at one point. And they might be like, I get the fuck out of here. Or they could gun us down like they did Karma with the Red Rocket.
I'm
That was
saying
not
we've been
chill.
to 2 different sites. So far, we've dealt with 2 different corps who say they don't have a say with what's going on here in Necropolis or wherever it happen west, or I think one even south, or maybe downtown, even wherever those other explosions are.
we're 2 for 2 on Kamazats here.
We just
Yeah,
need some corps
Yeah.
to take the aggro off of us while we go investigate this power shutdown. We don't need to ally to any corporation. Just need to give them some hints.
We could play this like a straight up gang war. We could go hit somebody and leave evidence of another corp. And we start a corp war.
Then while
'Cause
they're
that's-
looking that way, we can figure out the power situation.
And that's exactly what we need right now, right? There's plenty of people who are just running around the streets trying to not die. So, start a corp war and let all the people running around trying to not die get got in the crossfire because corps are mad, right? Like that seems like a good idea.
I don't think if you're running around legitimately at night, you got to worry. I mean, if you're running around at night, you're probably a shitter. Like, you're probably out looting, stealing. If you're a legit person, you're going to stay at home. During the day, you're going to come out. If you see HRT, cool. You ain't doing anything wrong. Just trying to, live.
So we just
Maybe
took out like
better.
1,000 zombies, so maybe corps aren't their biggest concern right now.
I don't know if my logic is sound either way. Either way, I don't know. We also could just not worry about it and just try to live our lives and go investigate. I think Karma said something earlier about power plants. That would kind of make sense for power, right?
Yeah, it's where all the power lines go to, so I think that's how that works.
Me
Yeah.
playing enough video games, I think we could just go to the power plant and flip one very large switch and we'd be good.
One very large switch. I don't want to be the dude who just shits on everything right now, but I gotta be that guy. How are we going to get through any of those doors? I guarantee they're maglocked.
Are they astral locked?
Can you touch things in the physical when you're astral?
I can go through them.
Yeah, but that doesn't solve the karma.
Do we need to solve the problem or just investigate the problem?
Also, why does it matter? Just break a maglock. Just fucking destroy the door.
There's always more than one way in.
I mean, I highly doubt they're putting vault doors at a power plant.
Would it be smart to get good with HRT? Like, work with them? Aren't they the good guys?
What could we
You've
offer
done-
them?
Could volunteer.
An extra set of feet on the ground, like, yo, give us a radio and we'll call you when shit gets crazy. I like that plan, actually.
And then I give us background checks on our sins.
Just as a reminder, HRT is the private security force that was bought by Mosa USAC from Ares Corp. So they are a subsidiary of Ares Corporation. So just a heads up, they're not like a separate police. I mean, they are police, but they're bought from Ares Corporation. So you guys wouldn't know that. It was rather large news about 80 years ago.
Okay.
This is only better for us.
Then, I mean, okay. In favor of just walking down to, not walking, but walking up to Ares and going, hi.
Maybe only me do that?
I mean, I should probably wait in the car.
I think maybe all of you should wait in the car.
I think maybe we should take a nap.
Yeah, I
Or-
think
or
this
leave
is something
and-
we hit in the morning.
Yeah, what time is it? I just kind of look out the window.
It's roughly about. Excuse me. So sorry. Roughly about 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah, HRT is not patrolling.
Starting to get a migraine. I think drugs from earlier are starting to wear it off.
Yes, very much so.
But we definitely need to do shifts on patrol watch tonight around the bar.
Because, like, White Lotus is bound to show up again, right?
Into Zambos.
They're 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 nights in, White Lotus both times. Is Krampus still here? I'm going to look around.
No, he's not. I checked
What?
that out earlier.
Where'd he
I was
go?
gonna ask the bartender that question after, or maybe during this meeting too. But yeah, he's gone. He was the only magic user I can think of other than Drake and ours truly.
What the shit? How does he just get to leave without telling anybody? Hold on.
I mean, he
Just-
could have left while we were at York. I don't know what happened to him.
Do I see the bartender just like looking up from the huddle?
Yeah, he's putting stuff back together and making sure that nothing's still on fire. Looks like he's just caring for the bar.
Hey, barkeep!
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to Krampus?
He left.
Just left? Did he tell you where he was going? Is he coming back?
No, I mean he's a grown troll. I mean,
Troll in the Apocalypse City in your bar where he's been living the past couple nights. Yeah, it's normal. Just to leave.
people come and go. You guys left and came back. I'm sure he'll come back. I don't check in with every
temporary?
person that comes in and stays at my bar.
Feel like you should. Like you said, it's your bar during the apocalypse.
I mean, realistically, it's one less person I have to worry about with the apocalypse going on, as you say.
Grab something light, plastic, like something foamy and definitely not injury. Like it won't hurt anything. Just like
He sort of like fumbles and it drops to the floor. He picks it up. And just places it on the counter and just go back to what he was doing.
I think I saw some sleigh tracks on the roof.
that's kind of funny.
I don't know what those are about.
I think that's just the generator.
Is that reindeer dung on?
If we see a reindeer, I don't care if it can fly or not. We're gunning it down and eating it.
What?
I haven't had non-soy meat in years.
In, like, ever, right? Like,
Oh no,
Reindeer.
when I was with Aries, we raided some pretty hefty rich people back in the day. I don't really want to talk about it, but we had some spoils of war. It's good.
I'm assuming reindeer are awakened, which means they're probably worth a lot of blood points.
You could butcher them, prepare us food, and charge up your vampire blade thing.
All right, new
If
mission. We're looking for Krampus.
out of meta, like in the meta here, if a reindeer is awakened and that's their ability is to fly, power bleed means if I could catch one, I could fly
Like forever?
until it wears off. Anywhere
Sure.
between
They're
one
only
combat
North
round and a
Pole.
day.
Making Krampus reindeer farms.
I need everyone, while you guys are having this conversation, make a composure check for me.
Roll initiative.
Oh, what's that? Will plus charisma?
That is indeed will plus charisma.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
He's a real runner.
I'm a real boy. One, two, three, four. I got a four.
One hit.
That wasn't clear. Oh,
2 hits.
you
Sorry.
freaking the fuck out.
3, 4,
6.
6 hits karma. Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
that is what he's really good at.
Karma is chill.
He's always chill,
Karma fears no man.
or God for that matter.
Right.
Heavily medicated.
No, my one on composure is just like, oh man, everybody's gonna die to Aztec right now. Any minute now. My paranoia is coming back, y'all.
It feels real bad. Um,
At least I'm like a whole new person if I get a sensed.
right. Hello. Um, with that composure test, you guys begin to feel, those who are magically inclined begin to feel the background count fade slowly. It is now to a 3 instead of a 4.
I feel like a weight's
feel
been lifted off
nothing.
my shoulder.
Yeah, you feel absolutely nothing there, Mason.
Just sleepy.
Konami, it's a little worrisome for you then that you know that Kamazat is involved, and 2 of the separate sites, because you still, like, so after the first one, you weren't affected by that background count, but the second one, you're still being affected by it. So it's just a little worrisome that you're still being affected, even though it's a deity known for his blood magic that's providing the background count.
Boners.
Konami,
Yeah.
if I remember right, earlier you said that you didn't feel any special type of blood magic aura around, right?
Not right now, no. I think I'm just as fuzzy as you are right now.
But this is still the work of Blood Jesus or Kamazats?
Yeah, in lore, because I really don't know much about him. Like, please don't think I'm any sort of just like expert. It's just stuff you hear growing up in Aslan. You know what I mean? He's oh well.
Awkward.
This is all stuff that like you hear as a kid growing up. Like the different gods do different things, and blood magic is a thing down there because of people like Kamazats and like ancient ritual and stuff like that. Kamazats is like, think like really messed up deity Batman.
That's pretty cool.
So like blood is a thing that he's about, but he's also like kind of just like the god of death almost, but not really. Because
Batman was about vengeance.
no, that's his thing. So pretty much if it's violent, Kamazats is there.
Gotcha.
So blood is usually usually available because of violence. Bang. People are dead usually because of violence. Bang. Yeah. So he's in 2 spaces doing 2 different types of magic. Again, all spitball here.
Do
all,
you know
all spitballing.
if we can get that thingamajig to work again? Do you know anybody who might know more about this Kamazats or blood rituals? Because, like I said, in New York they were looking for something in humans. Here's the shadows. We're all going around looking for something. Maybe if we figure out what they're after, we can get that information over to HRT or Ares and say, hey, here's what we know. Here's what we think is going to be happening next. We need help. Or have you just kind of? I know you have a shady past with Aztec, but I didn't know if there were any links that are still alive and willing to talk to you about it.
Not from Aztec, but I can try and get in touch with. I might be able to try and get in touch with my mentor. If we can get phones running, then I can try and place a call.
Unfortunately, Ika was the person that I was going to suggest take a look at that thing. Because
Yeah.
she kind of knew her way around electronics and matrix stuff, but we're back to square one.
I'd say I'd take a look, but It's not me anymore.
Do you think we might be able to unlock a certain fragment of something that's left dormant in there, or is that all gone?
I mean, I can try. Brew's what is engineering based out of?
Logic.
Okay, most decking things are based out of logic, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna peek out the window. Is Drake still out there?
Yes, he is out there. You guys, dude, when you peek out there, you see that he is like physically just beating the crap out of the wall on a building across the street. But you can see he's actually making very visible damage to the building. Like he's punching. You don't see a lot of blood like splatting off of his hands or stuff like that, but you see holes in the side of the brick buildings where he's just laying into them. But you do see his hands are sort of have a faint glow to them.
Well. Man is upset with buildings.
So, Dobrik, and I'm going to kind of like... We're still in that same little like horseshoe of friends, right?
Yeah, no one, everyone's sort of right now just sort of split between the family that's sort of grieving for Jake. They've moved over to Jake's body, and you guys are on your own little corner, and then the bartender is relatively near the family as he's cleaning up the bar itself.
Okay. Then,
Hey,
oh no, go ahead.
we should probably take care of this body, but in light of what's been happening recently, maybe a Viking burial.
That's a conversation you should have with the family. I'm not going to touch that conversation with a 10-foot anything.
All right.
Because the last thing that anybody wants to hear is, "Hi, your brother just blew himself up because he was mad at me. Maybe we should finish the job." Like,
They saw the zombies. They know they're there.
yeah, but come on now. Like, I'm going to go and open my mouth and anybody's going to think anything coherent about what I'm trying to say.
Why don't we give this family some space? You know,
That's also an
they're
option.
alive.
We could just cool it tonight.
They're capable of taking care of their own
Okay.
burials.
Oh.
For the second time this week.
All right. I'm just gonna go grab like a blanket, I guess. Just kind of like motion of like, do you want me to put this on? Do you want me to give this blanket to you? But you should probably cover the body. Just kind of like
They'll go ahead and just sort of snatch it out of your hand, and just go back to, not as working, but going back to morning.
So who's gonna be on first watch?
I'll probably crash the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those couple lines of coke I did are really taking it out of me. So I would need like third maybe.
Also, if I remember correctly, you did another line to avoid the crash because you were getting ready to crash from the double
Yeah.
line, and then you took another line. So what's your body?
Enough.
So what's your body?
7.
Okay, so you're really like 2.5 hours away from your crash.
Okay, and how long is a watch? It's like 4 to 5, right?
Depending on how you want to split it up. I mean, if you want each person to have it, if you're doing like make sure that everyone sleeps for 8 hours, and you're doing like each person needs a watch, and that's like 3 hours apiece, and you're looking in like 12 hours.
It's a hefty nap.
Josh, I'm not sure how rules work in this one.
Mhm.
Are there like long rests where I just get all my physical and stun drain it or stun take it away, or is it?
Oh
just,
no, you get to roll for that. You don't get free stuff around here. You get to roll. You get the possibility to get stuff back when you sleep.
Just how I like it.
Right, exactly.
Get your
think
hand
those are
out,
good
having ass out of here.
Right, like, hello? I sleep, so I'm better now, right? No. You get the chance to get better now.
So pretty much what just happened is I asked who's doing the first watch. I see both crackheads just being like, oh, like about to pass out, and then I look at the gunshot wound. I'm like, so it's me.
it's me.
I'm the first watch.
And to be fair, Konami still looks like he's cracked out of his mind. Like, he is
I'm still
still
trucking.
for like he's at least 2.5 hours left on this Nova Coke that he's riding right now.
Yeah, I'm going to communicate that. I'll take the first one, but I've got 3 hours tops.
Well, before you just face plant the ground, at least poke me awake.
All right, I will do my best.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I think I'm going to go to the bartender, maybe help him get this generator set up, see if we can get power to this place, and then I'll hit the hay. Ideally, maybe third, fourth watch even, because I don't know if you remember, but Konami shot me pretty good.
Allegedly.
He's a vampire and a team killer.
Dude, bro. No TK. Are we kidding? Are we for real?
Bartender looks over. You're sus, bro.
Yeah, Seth, I saw him.
Konami was not an imposter.
Exactly.
I can tell you that it was not me this time. It was Kamazat's.
Are you at least going to insurance fraud his gear back?
These are the real questions.
Absolutely.
We just crossed
I'm
like
gonna hide
3
it.
different games right now. I just can't keep track of the references.
I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna hide that gear under the bar because nobody's gonna check there, and hopefully somebody will be like, "Hey, I got your stuff."
Okay. Well,
All right. So first watch, Konami, make a perception test for me. And then Dobrik, I need you to roll engineering plus logic to help. He's going to help you because you are much more logical than the bartender is.
I'm also bleeding.
Yeah, but he has a 1 to engineering and a 2 to logic. So
Yeah, so I guess that makes me. Let's see, I've got a -4 because I'm bleeding. So, and then I have a -1 because I'm engineering. So I have 2. So maybe I should help.
Oh well. Either way, do you need help?
Thought you were just bleeding. No, you're bleeding.
I got 1 hit on my 2.
Okay, he got 2 hits on his 3. So with 3 hits,
9 points of damage from Konami.
after 3 hits, you spend probably a good solid like hour and a half, and are unable to figure out how to hook up the generator to the bar effectively to be able to provide electricity.
I'll sleep on this. We'll figure it out tomorrow.
Sounds good to me.
Well, is Co up on the roof taking a watch?
Co, where are you saying?
Nowhere still. I'm just coked out, so I'm just bebopping around.
Are you inside? Are you on the roof? Outside? Just patrolling?
Wherever I need to be, I can be found.
I just
He's doing laps.
I just need to know for what you're seeing here.
where are you? Yes.
Yes.
I'll just take a quick look around. If I don't see him, I'm just going to go to bed.
I'll be up on the roof. Why not? I left my rifle up there. So
Okay. Roll your edge pool for me.
Oh man. Edge pool says I get 4 hits.
Sick. Your rifle is still there, but it's not in the same place you left it.
I'm just gonna yell, "Who's touching my shit?" And I'm gonna pick up my rifle. I'm going to inspect it because it's not where I left it.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a perception test for me, please.
That's another 4 hits.
4 hits. It looks like the only thing that's different with it, wireless was turned on.
I'm gonna check my comm link. Do we have Matrix access right now?
No.
I'm gonna turn wireless off.
Okay. It's just like it has a little switch where you more or less turn wireless on and off,
Yeah.
but it doesn't if there's no matrix. Doesn't. But yes, it looks like the wireless was turned on.
I'm gonna like look at my gun and then like look out at the graveyard.
Mhm.
I'm just like, who the hell is messing with my laser?
Do you want to roll perception while looking through the scope?
Yeah, just straight up like,
Okay, go ahead and roll
See
a
what we got.
perception, and I will give you a point of edge. Also, new session, who dis? Everyone gets edge back.
Cool.
5 hits on the perception check. Finally, my dice are coming in for me.
You do see roughly about 8 figures walking around. Because you have your scope, they seem to be of the undead variety. But they don't seem to be heading your way. They're just walking and beginning to dig at grave sites.
That's upsetting. This is so far not my favorite night. I'm just gonna put that out there. So for the rest of my watch, I'm gonna kick it on the roof. Kind of splitting my attention between the road and the necropolis.
Okay. You do hear the sound of impacts against a building, as probably for the solid first hour, you do see Drake just hammering into this building. He's made a rather large hole. Like if he really wanted to, he could probably climb into it. But he goes ahead and you see shake his hands. And you do have low light vision, so you can definitely see some sort of like gray matter hit the snow as it is beginning to start picking up in snow overall. But you see him shake his hands and then sort of like wipe him off on this pant leg and then begin to head inside.
I'm just gonna let him go. I'm not allowed to talk to those trolls anymore.
Just
Hard nah.
Other than that, not a whole lot happens on the first shift. Towards the end of your shift, Konami, you definitely start getting quite drowsy because you are starting to come down from the Nova Coke. But at the end of your shift, you see roughly about 10 bodies, or 10 people walking around in the graveyard.
Okay. I'm gonna go wake up Mason. Hey, wake up! Kind of kick him in the foot.
Nah. Your sniper
He
on
said,
the roof?
"Yeah, my rifle's up there. Heads up! There's 10 shambly boys out there in the graveyard. I haven't seen any sign of white lettuce though."
As soon as we get back to Seattle, we're getting a fucking suppressor for your gun.
I would like that. That sounds like fun.
Should have climbed the ladder up there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna lay down in where Mason was sleeping because it's already warm.
Exactly.
And I'm cold.
Because there is no heat in this building, and it is at this point snowing pretty heavily outside. When you're making perception checks at this point, you'll be at a -1 for perception tests. But other than that,
2 hours of a nap.
3.
Okay. I'll go up there and look through the scopes.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception. You'll get advantage as well.
Advantage.
Yes. I need Konami and Karma. No, sorry, not advantage. You get edge. I'm so sorry. I forgot how to.
I was like, how do I?
Do I roll 2d6 and take the highest?
Right.
Should I just roll all of this and whatever more?
No, just you get a point of edge. I'm so sorry.
Do I roll the dice pool twice and
Take the higher
better?
number,
I
right?
don't understand.
Hello.
I want to like just take that face so you get edge, and I was just like looking at my dice like,
Help.
what?
I need Karma and Konami to roll body plus willpower for me.
Can
Are we-
I just say no and hope for Blood Jesus to just take me? Because I don't want to be addicted to anything. Just Jesus take the wheel. Blood
This is,
Jesus take the wheel.
During the crash,
Yeah.
its willpower would be 0.
Oh, your willpower 0 during the crash, fam, because of no coke.
So it's just body at this point,
Yeah,
right?
it's just body for you at this point, yeah.
Cool.
Because the crash also
I got-
lasts 3 hours, right?
The crash lasts as long as the drug lasted.
Right, so for him it was 3 hours.
Okay. I mean, it's 7 hours.
Okay. So what's your, what'd you guys get for that?
I got 1 6 and 2 1s.
Okay.
I got 4 hits.
Okay. Both of you have a minor addiction to Nova Coke.
What happens if I just don't? If I just like go into withdrawal with a minor addiction? Is how bad is that?
I think it just prevents you from using Edge.
Yeah, it just prevents you from using Edge.
But if I keep doing Nova Coke, it just potentially makes the addiction worse. Correct?
Correct.
All right, noted.
Okay.
Got a 3, by the way.
3. You do pick up on the rather sizable group at this point of Zombonis that are walking through. What he didn't mention is that they are beginning to unbury some grave sites. And then shortly after, you see a body climb out of the grave site.
Ugh. Gosh, I really need to clear that out. Or move. We should probably move. I'm still groggy. Just gonna keep watching.
Mm-hmm.
If any like one shambles a little too close to the bar, I'll take like a single semi-auto suppress shot, just to yeah.
All right.
For the Nova Coke addiction, you also take -2 dice on all tests while you're in
withdrawal.
withdrawal.
You'll
Withdrawal
love.
time is 1 week.
So you'll love to
Before.
see it.
1 week?
Increase by 1 each time you pass another withdrawal time period. So every week we lose another dice.
All right, so I'm just addicted to Nova Coke now. Hey.
Drugs,
Oh
man.
my-
They're a hell of a drug.
It's so long.
Um,
That's
Okay.
just the withdrawal time. So it's a good thing that it's 1 week. It's the minimum time that we have to take more drugs. Are we in withdrawal right now?
what? No, not yet. You have. So more or less, what it's saying is you have a week before. If you
Yeah.
don't take any Nova Coke, you have a week before you go into withdrawal.
Oh, seems rather long. You've seen those dudes cracking up the next day.
But if they take Nova Coke again, it pushes that. It resets the timer on everything they've done and makes it possible for them to go into more severe addictions.
We're not doing 5th edition rules here because I need like a whole chart.
Right? No.
Complicated. I tried doing that once. It wasn't fun.
No.
Okay, how's the rest of my...
It's quiet. Extremely
So-
quiet.
3... I'll do another 3 hours, because then if I go wake up... Karma, how long is your crash?
I counted. Let's see. How many hours has it been?
So Konami's was 3, and if he does another 3, then you'll have an hour left in your crash.
There it is.
And how much better? I mean, obviously, realistically, Dobrik would not look any better. But in Shadowrun terms, how much better does he look?
Well, he has to race for 8 hours before he can make the roll to heal physically.
Still like garbage.
Well,
Got it.
I've been sorry. I didn't know what the rules was, so I've just been doing the natural recovery. So I did 2 things, or 2 hours of getting my stun back, and then so that brought that back all the way up to normal. And then for the third hour of the first shift, I did my body. So body times 2 is 10, minus still 2 is 8, and I got 4 rolls. So if natural recovery works, then I've got just 2 physical, and other than that, I'm good. But I'm not sure if natural recovery doesn't apply here.
Let me check real quick.
I was going to start rolling for that too, if it counts during your sleep. But I know
Yeah,
physical you can only do once a day.
It's in the chat. Yeah,
Stun
physical's
is
one
better.
today, which is why I wanted to do it before midnight, and then. Yeah,
I figured it was like a
stun
24-hour
is every
thing.
hour.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be like a 24-hour thing.
That's true.
But yes, natural healing, that would be it. Yeah, so
Alright, so yeah, I'm all better stun wise, but still physically a little hurt.
Like how bad?
I'm not getting any negative modifiers anymore.
Oh, then you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
there's still a
I'm
wound. Tis but a flesh
gonna-
wound.
kick your foot for 3 hours. You got 6 hours of sleep. That's good enough.
Konami, you're no longer crashing, by the way, from your Nova Coke. You have passed through the crash. But you're still resting. You're getting some good shut-eye.
Background count still -3, or is that?
Still -3. Once everyone gets through their rests, we'll have another composure test.
I just rolled 7 hours of sleep of natural recovery,
Mhm.
and I'm fully healed.
Hell,
7 stun
so
and 2 physical.
you'd love to see it. Okay, Dobrik, go ahead and roll perception for me. Are you going to the roof as well?
I'll pass off
yeah.
the fact that they're Zambos. They look like they're making a mask of their army. And when we all wake up, we talked about going to the power plant, but maybe also ponder in your moments of being awake, theorize how we could clear that out, because that's dangerous. One theory I thought of while I was awake: we go get a shit ton of gas, you blow them up. You think about it. I'm just gonna fall on your cot that you're sleeping on and close my eyes.
All right, yeah. Zdobrik will go ahead and just buff his intuition then, and then I'll actually probably project while I'm doing my searches too.
Okay. And are you on the roof, or are you in the building projecting?
Roof.
Okay. As you project, you begin to feel the cold fade away, as you are now floating slightly above your body.
All right. My intuition is buffed. I resisted the drain, and I'm just going to perceive and see if I could just I'll every maybe hour or so I'll probably more free than that. Every probably 5 minutes I'll come back to the body, take a look around the street, everything like that. Make sure no white lotus are coming around, and again just search the graveyards, and then if I feel comfortable enough based on what I see, maybe even go out beyond that one, start seeing if I can find any like static domes or anything else that might have like a background count just further on where I saw the other explosions.
Sure. So you go ahead and roll a or a perception for me, and you said you're going to come back to your body about once every hour.
Once every 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
It was
Okay.
going to be every hour, yeah. That is 3 for perception.
Okay. You go around. You do see multiple zombies that are, that Mason was talking about. You see currently at this point up to about 15 zombies. All have a magical aura surrounding them. But they seem to be pathing as a group Instead of how you remember seeing the shadows, they were sort of spreading out and going random places. This group seems to be pathing in a single area.
And making its way towards the bar, or just kind of just systematically throughout the graveyard?
Systematically throughout the graveyard.
Okay.
Horde.
Then Astral Signature, is that still the same Kamazat, or the Blood Jesus one?
It is. Something that because you astrally projected and looked around here before, on one of the crypts, you see that there is a mana barrier.
Okay. Is that one visible from the top of the roof?
You would have to. I mean, if you're astrally percepting, it would be, because vision works a little different. But I mean, if you're flying around astrally, then you can definitely get up close to it.
I'll wait. I'll wait
Okay.
until Mike is with me.
Okay. It is roughly. It looks like it's about center of the graveyard.
Gotcha. Do I notice any of the spirits either messing with it or trying to mess with it, or are they keeping away from it at all?
You go ahead and roll logic plus intuition. I know you're sort of good at that, but like that's what checks
A
out.
little bit. 6 hits.
6 hits. As you're sort of just looking around and trying to figure out a pattern, you notice that every so often you'll see an actual shadow fly through it, like coming out of it, and then head off. Otherwise, they don't seem to come back to it, though. You spend just a couple minutes before you head back to your body looking, and you see maybe 2 spirits that left in about 3-minute time frame. Not spirits, excuse me. Two shadows leave in about a 3-minute time frame, but none of them ever return. You can definitely see different shadows that are floating throughout the cemetery as well, being in the astral plane. But again, they're sporadic. They seem to be going different places. But this at least seems where they're being created or generated from.
Gotcha. After about an hour or so, once I start getting cold, I'll probably head inside just for a few minutes to warm up, then go outside, take a street view, look around, then back up to the roof.
Okay. When you come back to your body, you do notice that snow has been moved from the rooftop. It hasn't been fully cleared off or anything. But next, where from the ladder to you, it looks like there's been looks like someone drug something towards the ladder.
I don't like this dude.
And then just for so I can visualize it, is the ladder in the middle of the roof, so it goes down into the bar, or is it on the exterior of the building?
Exterior of the building. It's off on the back side of the bar. So the bar, it has facing the street. You have the parking lot on the right, and a small alleyway on the left with a couple other buildings. But those are all smashed in and destroyed. And then right on the back, you have a fence that seals off the necropolis for a singular entrance. But the ladder is on the back of the bar.
Okay. I'll get up and just kind of walk towards the edge of the ladder. Do I see the drag marks continue on anywhere in a particular direction?
You actually see them head into 2 different directions. One that heads left towards what would be the to the right side of the building, and then towards the parking lot. And then we see one that begins to head towards the right, which is towards the other buildings that are empty. But you do see the back door on the building to your right is kicked open, and you see the snow path go into there. And the door is ajar.
Gotcha. I'm going to go get in the safe place then and project again towards that area to see if I can see any auras inside that building.
Sure. Go ahead and roll another astral perception for me.
Only one hit.
Okay. You don't seem to notice anyone in particular. You see there's like a couple rats inside, but nothing. They're not like devil rats or anything crazy like that. Just mundane rodents that are in a abandoned building.
Gotcha. And it wasn't like footsteps or anything obvious that are without really narrate to me. Just something dragging through the snow.
Correct. It could be. I mean, obviously, it could be someone drug the thing on top of their footsteps to wipe it, but you don't notice any sort of footsteps anywhere. It just seems like a single drag mark that splits.
And am I missing anything on my person?
No. Everything seems to be as is.
All right, weird. All right, I'll just continue my watch.
All right. Towards the end of your watch, the snowstorm begins to really, really pick up. Anytime you sort of look around, will have extreme difficulty seeing. So anyone that may be trying to sneak through will have edge against you on trying to sneak. But you guys are now currently at a -2 dice pool.
I'd like to cast Control Weather at 8th level.
Okay. Great.
Sorry, wrong game.
Wrong game, sorry. You go ahead and who are you waking up next?
Big boy Karma.
Okay, Karma.
Big Karma.
After 9 hours of rest, you are a functioning.
Actually, I feel quite
Right.
relieved. Feeling pretty good. What's the status?
Nothing from White Lotus tonight. The zombies are still zombing around. They seem to be increasing in numbers. I noticed one of the graves have a mana barrier. I figure we might be able to check that out as a group a little bit later. If you're feeling spontaneous and you want to check it out, feel free, but be careful.
Yeah, we can't be having that around here.
No, not at all. Zombies seem to be, I mean, obviously they're controlled, but they seem to be moving together towards something. I wasn't able to make that out. Oh, and something came up on the roof. I don't know if it was just little critters seeing what's going on up there and making its way back, but I didn't notice anyone else.
Keep my eyes peeled.
All right, be careful. I don't think I'm going back to bed. Do you want me to start making some coffee or anything for you?
No, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Feel
All right then.
relieved. What time is it?
Let's see. It was
Like morning
8
now, right?
when you guys went to bed, and so far it's 9 hours has passed. So it's about 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Math is hard. 6 a.m.
Cool. Before I go up to the roof, I'm gonna sneak over to the pantry, grab some snacks.
Some snacks. Yeah, you got some soylays of the artificial barbecue flavor.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that. I'm gonna grab a bag of those.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. As he's in the pantry, Dover will pop his head and be like, "Oh, also it's starting to like blizzard out there, so maybe grab a jacket if you have one."
All right, I'll grab a blanket.
Okay. As you begin to head outside and go to the roof, the door flings open from a gust of wind that is going through the streets. But there is a figure standing in the doorway, a rather large individual. As he sort of walks in, it's Krampus.
Oh, hey, surprised to see you here.
That would have probably woken me up.
I mean, yeah, it probably would. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Can
Assuming
I
don't
as
get a
well?
-1 inside.
What?
I'm assuming I get my normal.
Yeah, it's
perception
normal because
inside?
it's audio. It's not visual.
Oh, dropping dash.
They make plates for that and notes.
3, 4,
I
4.
make apps for that.
Yeah.
I
4.
bought these dice. I'm gonna use them.
Got my 5 hits
5
out of
hits.
6.
Both of you guys jump up a little bit. as you guys hear the door slam open, and Karma, excuse me, is having a conversation with Krampus.
Where have you been all night?
Patrolling, looking around.
Come inside. Come inside.
Yes, please. And he sort of like shakes off the large amount of snow that is over his large jacket.
Pretty chilly out there. Hey, Dobrik, maybe make an extra pot for Buddy Krampus over here.
As I'm like rubbing my eyes,
already
like,
planned on-
what the fuck do you mean patrolling?
I mean, I'm not sure if you're magically inclined, but there's a little bit of a background count in this area. I'm trying to figure out where it was coming from. Because obviously that wasn't here.
From not even getting all the way up, just finger in the air. I figured it out. You weren't here when we figured it out, so I haven't been able to tell you, but we figured it out. It's Kamazats of Asland.
Well, why are we going to share information on him when he doesn't feel like talking to us? Telling us where he's going. It's not like he doesn't live here and survive here.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you weren't here when I left. You guys were with Eco.
You could have told any of these guys where you were going. It's sus as fuck when you just leave and come back.
Can I judge intentions?
I'm voting to skip.
Yes, you can judge intentions.
I'm just going to vote to skip.
Yep.
No, he's an imposter.
100%. You see him actively looking for a vent.
He's been on wires for way too damn long.
Right. He's trying to scan that key card for like the 20th time.
I got 2 hits and I got 7 ones.
Yeah.
But that's exactly half, so it's cool.
Okay.
I'll do judge intention.
That's exactly half. That's your dice pool so big for judge intentions.
I'll judge also.
Yeah.
I only got a 2.
Okay.
That's the worst roll I think I've ever
Ever rolled?
out of 14, 7 ones.
You definitely he seems to be telling the truth. Something seems a little off about what he's saying, but you don't think he's outright lying to you guys about going out and patrolling, trying to figure out what it is. Once Konami mentions Kamazats, you can definitely tell his demeanor changes. He was a very even after he took multiple gunshots and was he was still the large bulky troll that didn't think a lot of things affected him. You definitely get to pick up on the a small pinch of concern and worry, and by a small pinch, a lot.
I rolled 3 too many dice because I forgot to take off my little power buff.
Oof, you hate to see it.
Technically, I got 7 ones out of 11.
So it was a critical glitch.
Oh, it wasn't critical glitch. It was just a glitch. You got successes. Critical glitches is no successes.
Oh, no successes.
Yeah, Josh is just waiting for the day we critical.
I one time for the one time even.
I mean,
We had the one critical glitch,
It'll be
Yes, someone died the last time we rolled a critical glitch, right?
but yeah,
But it was an accident, so it's okay.
it wasn't a legit critical glitch. It was a little
it
fucky.
was a forced critical glitch.
It was a little fucky.
To be honest, dude, the way you're acting, the way you're not communicating, you live here with us. I think it's about time you sat down and really gave us.
To be fair, I do not live here. I reside in Toronto. I was just crashing here to help the people around. I have my own home here in Toronto. I have my own practice.
Right, but the sentiment still stands. You were on the run from some group. You really didn't open up too much about it. I feel like it's time that we find out what you're all about.
Down for being teammates.
Time. Hey, Karma.
So
I'm not trying to bleed you dry here, but how much for a little bit more of that hair of the dog that bit me, my guy?
so
Hey,
soon.
Konami,
Back
how
so
about some
soon?
coffee first? We'll try this out.
I mean, I feel like it has the same effect, but okay, we'll try some we'll try some coffee first.
If we're gonna be here for a while, we might want to spread it out a little bit more. I don't know
Or-
how easy. I had to make a trip back to the college.
Hear me out. Party.
No.
Oh wait.
If you want to try some other stuff, I've got more inventory. Just we should need to hold on to the lower end inventory.
I'm gonna get out of the spot I was sleeping and walk across and like grab some coffee and just be like, that sounds awesome. But I'm also really interested in hearing what Evil Santa has to say.
Mason is very concerned.
And
Krampus
talking
had
in
a-
the third person.
I'm just letting you know, because I mean, like, in game, Mason would just be giving you a shit face of like, what? Like, so I'm telling you that's what's happening because you can't physically see that in the space.
Just why?
Krampus, how do you take it?
How do I take? Black like my soul would be great. Thank you.
Story is more impertinent now that you consider your soul black.
It's a joke.
Joke.
Do you have any
What?
hot chocolate?
The bartender sort of sits
Bartender,
up.
do you have any hot
No.
This is a bar where I serve alcoholic drinks to adults. I don't have hot chocolate.
Right. Like hello.
He's got Irish whiskey though, or Irish coffee.
I
There
was
we
gonna
go.
say I will make Karma's
Ooh.
coffee a little Irish.
I was gonna say, does he have does he have like Baileys of any sort? Like
Only from a shoe.
that's my favorite kind. I want that.
He goes and pulls out a bottle that is in the shape of a shoe. Yes. It's called
no.
the Old Greg, but it has like 4 G's.
It's not authentic. It's got to be leather and used.
Oh no, it's definitely glass. Mass production by thanks to Horizon Corporation.
Smells
There's
like
a weird
vagina.
imperfection.
Mhm.
There's a weird imperfection on the bottom of it, like a downstairs mix-up or something.
Exactly.
That-
So
I'm Greg.
you guys definitely go ahead and sit around the table, and that's where we're going to go ahead and take our break. So we'll be back in just a little bit as we stand up, stretch. So go ahead, do the same, and we'll see you guys back in a little bit.
Fortunes are made and lost.
Wrong scene, because I'm new at this thing. Hey, we're back. We're here. Last we left off... Thanks. Last we left off, we were getting ready to sit down with some coffee, and Karma wishing it was hot chocolate. But we are getting ready to have a conversation with... I keep wanting to call him Santa Claus, but that's not him. Almost him, but not quite. Krampus.
The opposite.
It's like the
Evil Santa.
he's not really evil. Isn't he more of like an anti-hero?
No,
Krampus?
that's Belschnickel.
Yeah, that's Belschnickel.
I think Krampus is
Oh,
like an
sorry.
evil cryptid monster.
That's just what the corpse wants you to believe.
The only thing I know about Krampus is from the movie that came out like 5 years ago.
Dude, that's actually like low-key one of my favorite holiday movies. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. If you want a good one, shameless self plug. There is an Ian Explains about Krampus.
You love it.
Go. I'll see if I can find the link for it. I'll post it in
Definitely.
chat here. But
Definitely
take a
check it out.
peek. It's a good time.
I can't with you right now.
Never seen the movie.
You
Me,
won't
me
have
and
to after this.
me and the wife purposely watch it at least once a year around Christmas time because it's so great.
I thought it was just like one of those like shitter movies that's so bad it's not even worth a watch.
I mean, it's not like the
Yeah.
best movie, but like it's not the worst movie I've seen.
Peppermint.
I heard it was
Sundae
literally the
Cat
worst.
Already linked it.
Look at Pep.
Because there's this weird line where if it's just that bad, then it's good.
Right.
But I've just figured it was above the line of like, no, it's just bad. It's not at the good. Yeah.
It's pretty quality. I enjoy it.
Okay.
Are we playing a game here or?
It's
No,
it's a game
podcast.
/ podcast / movie review. Thanks to Krampus.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Uh, Krampus will go ahead and take his coffee, sort of sit down, and take a long sip, as because he just came from inside from the blizzard that's brewing. So are you guys even taking a last shift, or is everyone awake now so that you're just dealing with it?
I think we're all awake, so I think I'm maybe just like one of the trolls and be like, you want to go like watch the roof? Animal blanket. If they're cool, I'm not gonna like you go fucking watch the roof and be like, hey, can you go watch the roof? Is that cool?
Actually, most of the trolls are actually still sleeping because they did stay up later in morning and then just sort of pass out eventually.
No. Now it's the morning.
I'll go take care of my my shift.
Okay. All right, so you head up top
Grab my blanket,
for sure.
my coffee.
Go ahead and roll perception for me. The rest of you sit around and Krampus sort of plops down. Oh, where to begin?
At the beginning.
So my parents lived off of the where is that?
If this is the whole story.
Oh,
I'm gonna
in
rage.
Japan, just had how it works. And then I was born 9 months later. They came.
I will grab something else, as if when I threw at the bartender, I'm gonna just yeet at him and be like, "Spark notes, motherfucker."
Language, sir. We have guests.
Listen, children.
So, do you want the spark notes or do you want the beginning? There's a difference.
Spark notes. This man didn't know what he was asking for.
Oh.
I thought that you would give us pertinent information to why the White Lotus wanted you dead and why you just disappeared on us and things of the sort. But, happy to know you.
So, starting at the beginning, my parents, and it goes more or less to the beginning of the same story. And then they moved to UCAS after they left their ties with the White Lotus in Japan. They kept us. We got a different last name. Had some corporate sins made up for us underneath a false name. And then we sort of started working in Toronto for as long as I can remember. And then I took over my dad's position, and just a couple of years ago, or maybe years, I don't remember. Time goes by so weirdly. When Spinrad Global came up to power, I was one of their prime physicians on their corporates, what you guys would call wage slaves. But Light Lotus found out I was there, and then, well, you guys know the rest of the story.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think that's the Spark Notes.
Yeah, you asked for Spark Notes.
Jesus
Well, we
Christ.
got what you asked for.
Can you imagine the full-fledged story? Fucking put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Are you just cranky this
I
morning?
have a
Like,
spell
what's
for
going-
that. I don't need to talk and use my words.
I'm just frustrated. No sleep. Keep having to fight
What?
things. Everybody wants to kill us.
Didn't you just wake up?
You can go back to sleep. I mean, we're
Yeah,
not.
it's still decently early, dude. It's probably still warm. I kept your spot warm. Go for it.
We have a horde to deal with.
Yeah. Well, right now, you were patrolling. Where'd you go? Did you find out anything?
I went to one of the abandoned buildings here, and where I felt that was safe after laying low for a while, make sure I wasn't followed. Astrally projected and began looking around at the different sites where I have a high background count. The university was beginning to subside.
You were at the university?
A while ago. It would have been. Oh, we're waiting. Dober did not like the fact he was at the university.
You're at the university? I quit.
I quit. That was our job. Dang it, Craig. Why are you Karma? Why is Karma now J-Bruce? Or Karma is now Mason. I am now Konami. Konami is now Dobrik. And Mason is now J-Bruce.
My game.
Not anymore, because he's back.
Yeah, sucks to suck. My name is JJ, and I get things taken away.
Is bullshit.
But yes, yes, I was. I mean, I wasn't physically there, but actually, I was making a round to see, because it did have one of the loud, thunderous cracks as well as the high background count. But I did recognize you guys on the astral, and I'm assuming that's why the background count began to diminish. I came back here as this background count came to go, and I found a large mana barrier in the center of the necropolis.
Checked out. I was going to tell you guys about that too. Yeah, that seems to where the shadows are coming from.
I believe that's where the epicenter of this surge is taking place, similar to the campus. I feel like had a similar aura around it.
The campus did have some crimson orb at the epicenter. Karma and I were able to dispel it. Seems like there was some type of barrier that was about to go up that we prevented. But both auras, at least here in the York University, seemed to be caused by a Kamazats. Do you know anything about that?
Only the horror stories,
Same.
but not in depth. That's not my section of the world. But as a mage who likes to learn as much as they can about the different sorts of magics, his name comes up a couple of times. But I agree that both those background counts do match, as well as the third one, that is at the zoo, has another, but it has a different signature than these two, or not the same signature, but different source of magic is being used. It seems like a toxic or a bug magic of some sort is being used there.
Cool. Just get the trifecta of bad magic, right?
I mean,
Sounds like
that's what he's about. I mean, pain, death.
Misery, fighting.
No, I know you have a practice here and a home here. I'm thinking though, just nuke it. We just leave it for now. We don't need this place no more.
A lot of people.
Something
live
tells
here,
me that
bro.
you're from Ares Corp.
No.
Really? Because that's what they did to Chicago. And look what it's saying
And
at.
it worked.
Minus, the radiation fields, people affected by radiation because not everyone could get out. But, semantics, I guess.
The
really don't
bug
think that's
spirits were not spread, right? Radiation's not going much of anywhere.
Mace, do you think that Ares would do the same thing to Toronto? If we were to go to them and ask for help, do you think this could turn into Chicago 2.0?
It's a strong possibility, yeah.
I mean, wasn't there a threat in Chicago or in Seattle not too long ago?
We took care of that.
Oh, so you were in. So now it's a little weird that you guys think I was suspicious, but now here's two separate cases of possible bug spirits, and you guys are near both of them?
See, I think you're looking at us more as being suspicious when you really should just look at us as being extremely unlucky and cursed.
Yeah, I don't believe
can
in
see it.
luck, but
I mean,
I don't believe in coincidence either. It just seems a little suspicious, is all.
I can say the bug spirits in Seattle was a setup. We were framed. 100%. We were framed.
We fucking took care of it. He almost went to, actually, I'm going to point at the roof. He almost went to jail. But that's another story.
Josh, out of character, I feel like Delric would remember this, but Matt doesn't. Which corporation was it that we were tracking that dealt with that explosion?
You guys were going with As Technology. That was, you guys took one of their corporate delivery trucks. And then you
But
guys
as
were
far as-
pulled over by Ares Corp.
But as far as we know, Aztec has nothing to do up here, or it's not a main,
It's not
corporation.
correct. It does not have a
A presence here.
headquarters here. I mean, corporations have presence sort of more or less everywhere, but it does not have any groundwork here. So, I mean, it is what it is. I can't save all of UCAS, but maybe we keep this on the DL between the five of us about the possible bugs that may be flying around, just in case someone at Ares gets a little bit of it itchy trigger finger and he looks over towards Mason.
On a side note, though, how else do you get rid of bug spirits?
Asking them
Banish
nicely.
them?
Banishing works sometimes depending on what part of the ritual they're in, but toxic and bug spirits don't always go hand in hand, but if they are going hand in hand, it's dangerous. The last place I've seen that, or I've read that had any sort of cross-pollination between toxic and bug spirits was Chernobyl when it blew up. What is that, 100 years ago? Almost 200 years ago?
I mean, at the level Chicago was at, could a mass dispelling even work?
Oh, absolutely not. There was just too many bug spirits to go around to have enough mages. I mean, there was a whole building and underneath infrastructure that the Universal Brotherhood put together, where that sort of thing. And again, if it gets past to a certain point and a queen arrives, you can pretty much kiss banishing out the door.
So nukes would be the only option?
If a queen's here and has manifested, then yes.
Feel too
Maybe
bad
we-
did that.
Maybe we should get Ares involved before it's too late.
At least be on the good side. Maybe even, get that, friendly warning of like, hey, it's time to fucking get out. Bombs are coming.
So, if we were sent here to do a job, if we go to Ares and Ares decides to, like, turn the gas on
Mm-hmm.
and we don't do our job
Mm-hmm.
because the whole place went bang,
Yeah.
do we still get paid?
I believe we were guaranteed money just for coming out here.
We were guaranteed something. Here's what I'm thinking. If Mason can work his mouth magic, and if
I
we
don't
can...
like the way you phrase that.
What he used to do in college. That's how he got through college. Right?
Sentences you wish you could take back.
Not me. If we
You're
can
awakened in the mouth.
somehow work with Ares without being, I don't know, looked into, if we can play some type of anonymous role in this, some type of impartial benefactor for them, we can let them know about the bug spirits, about York, about Necropolis, about the fourth explosion that happened somewhere else.
The zoo.
I think Zoo was the bug spirits. There was one more. I think that happened downtown or somewhere south that I haven't looked into yet.
Blood, necromancy,
Bug.
bugs, and then just like big ol' bang.
If we can at least get their help, because I mean, I've been running for a while, but I'm still not great at this. This is dealing with a god, dealing with whatever this is. It's beyond me. It's beyond any of us. We need something, but we also need to stick to shadows. We need to strike some type of deal.
I could probably maybe set up a quid pro quo.
It's also, I don't know how much you guys have dealt with running in adjacent with working with corporations, but it typically ends with a bullet in someone's head, and it's not the corporations. Even if
I've been that guy.
even if you're good and get paid and stuff like that, now that corporation knows what you're capable of, and we work for the highest bidder typically. I mean, unless you have some allegiance to a corporation for some unknown reason, then we work for the highest bidder, and they don't want to have the highest bidder be someone else.
It's not going to be us. It's just not.
I don't think we're big enough for that, and two, I think we've all kind of been around corpse well enough to know when that trigger maybe is about to be pulled. Know when to dip out.
I mean, he looks back over. Well, I don't think everyone knows when to.
Yo. You want to think about that for a second? Like,
Either way,
no.
I don't. I appreciate the sentiment of going to a corporate power that has history with taking on these bugs, but just think about the lives that are going to be lost beyond just the bug spirits. Yes, it's going to be nice to maybe saving the world for all we know, depending on how bug spirits are. But I mean, again, I've only sensed the power of the background count, not necessarily a spirit has arrived or is here. It could just be a bug mage or a bug shaman.
Who says I'm going to tell them anything about the bugs?
I thought you were just saying we were setting up a meeting to talk to Ares Corp about dealing with the bugs.
No, just quid pro quo about what's going on here. Never said I was going to tell them anything about bugs.
I would just be a little careful on.
If we do get them involved and they find out about the bugs, whether we tell them or not, or they send someone out to investigate it, what would happen of Toronto, or what would come of Toronto?
You said it yourself, Chicago 2.0, and they're just now starting to get corporations to fix up property in Chicago.
But if they could secure it to the zoo, we wouldn't blow up a whole town. Because, sorry, I say we as if I'm still with them. My bad. They wouldn't blow up a whole town. They would blow up the zoo first, try to keep it maintained, because they still see financial possibilities in Toronto. They don't want to wipe it off the slate.
I mean, there was only one building with bug spirits in it in Chicago, just a Universal Brotherhood, and that's when they got a nuke for the whole city.
it was kind of a overstep. You know what I mean? It's like didn't know how big it was, how deep it was gonna go. They just dropped the biggest thing they had and hoped for the best. It was
It was a battle axe instead of a scalpel.
yeah, they figured it would be safer that way.
Right. So what's them to go back and pick up that axe and throw it again is my concern.
One, you have
You
now
think-
experience with the battle axe, and two, there is no underground crazy mystery with the zoo. The zoo
Are you
That
sure
we
about
know.
that? I mean,
fly over,
We-
see the zoo.
we live in the shadows. Things are places we don't even begin to understand.
Spooky Santa's making a lot of sense here, man.
I mean, you guys were at the University of Toronto. You didn't find anything weird, cabal-like, underground. We were at York University. We saw an orb of blood that dissipated. We've got that man bear in the necropolis. Maybe we can find something out about that. But as far as the zoo goes, who knows if there's something more or if this is just Kamazats being risen and wreaking havoc for havoc's sake. I mean, maybe we fucking found our answer. We know what to bring back. We're done. We're done here.
So before we say we're done, we should probably kick the door of that mausoleum open.
Mausoleum. What? Oh, right, the zombies.
Like before we just get the hell out of Dodge, we should probably like kick that door open. And I've got some slug waiting to find a home in someone's chest on the other side of that mana barrier.
I don't mean to be cold or crass, but why do we care? I don't know anybody here. I don't know anybody about Toronto. We found out what's causing this. We found out what caused this. Maybe they didn't cause the blackouts, but we sure as hell know what's causing some devastation in the city.
Just because it's the devastation doesn't mean it is the blackouts. We were sent here to figure out the blackouts.
Got to be connected somehow.
I mean, it's better than nothing. And if shit hits the fan, we can fall back on that. But I think we're all still capable of, investigation, do some detective work.
I need
Yeah.
everyone to roll composure real quick while this conversation's going.
And Matt, I need you to roll like a persuasion for me also.
All
Go ahead
right.
and roll composure.
Yes,
Con minus one
everyone.
for me, then.
I got a 1.
Okay.
Wait, is my composure's a 6, right? That's what I'm rolling. What's my
Composure
composure?
6?
Oh, no, sorry. 6 is just my will. Or just my charisma. Gotta roll 2 more dice. Oh, okay, now it's a 2. And just a 2.
3.
4 for composure.
3 off 14 dice? Jesus.
So, I mean, it's 13 now. I was going to tell you, what is composure?
Willpower plus charisma.
Also, Karma, didn't you have a perception check from like 3 hours ago?
I was waiting for the dialogue. That's what I was going to tell you. I took the liberty of casting increase willpower and increase intuition before going up there.
Sure.
I got +4 and I resisted that drain.
Okay. Cool.
Ian, just there's a 0. I just rolled straight charisma. That was a 0.
Okay.
You don't believe shit.
Yeah, I got a bunch of 4s.
Karma, you look around. Are you looking astrally or are you looking just physically?
Up on the roof,
Yeah.
when I first get up there, I'll be normal perception.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your... What did you get on your perception? You got 3?
Yeah.
In the snow, you see what looks like something being drug on the ceiling. It looks like it's a symbol of some sort. You can't figure out what it is, but it looks like some sort of symbol was drawn in the snow up top on the roof.
I don't see anything drawing it.
No, it looks like it's already been drawn.
No. I'll switch perceptions.
Ashley, you see a shadow that is currently in the process of drawing something on the roof.
Can I sense that shadow?
Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Is it a spirit type?
No.
4 hits.
4 hits. It is. It seems like a lesser form of a spirit, but it is a magic rating of 3. But you're not exactly. Other than that, it doesn't really have any sort of magical powers or anything. It just seems to be doing something for whoever requested the service.
I'm going to summon a water spirit.
Okay.
Force 4.
Okay.
Optional power, control weather. If we get that far. 5 hits.
1 hit. So you have 4 services. You need to resist 1 drain. I'm sure you'll be able to. Okay. Okay, so you have a 4 service water spirit, force 4.
Yeah. As he's summoned and talking to him like, thanks for the assist, Mist Man.
Yeah, as the snow is beginning to fall, you begin to see this the snow begin to consolidate into like a being, and then the snow sort of melts into a liquid form as the water spirit has now manifested on the physical plane if you were wanting it to.
I'll tell him, you think you can do something about this weather and make it maybe a little sunnier?
The spirit sort of moves his head up and begins to wave his arms.
Yeah, it's physical, so he'd have to materialize.
Yep. So he does materialize, begin to wave his arms above him, as you can see the clouds begin to separate, and the sun just sort of pours in on Toronto. Outside, you guys see the snow sort of like directly above you guys begin to stop as it spreads and spreads and spreads. How big of an area does it change the weather in? Does it say?
It changes the weather as if like the cloud just went off and moved.
Okay.
But it's an extended test if you want me to roll for that, the 30-minute interval.
Okay.
So it doesn't just happen.
Sure. But you can definitely tell like the snow is already starting to slow down outside, guys, as you guys are having this conversation with Krampus. And you guys
range is line of sight.
Okay, so it can go as far as the thing can see. But you guys see the sun beginning to pour in, even though it was just completely cloudy, dark outside, and snowing. You guys now begin to see sunlight pouring in instantly, almost. As you summon the spirit, and the spirit begins to move around, you do see the shadow begin to head back towards the necropolis.
That's weird. I'm going to astrally project and see if I can follow it.
Okay. Is there an astral tracking?
That would be, yeah, there's astral tracking for nearly all magical things. I have an astral.
Yeah, go ahead and do astral tracking for me.
Following astral link is astral plus intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Threshold 5, 1 hour extended test.
Okay.
I just kind of skimmed that paragraph. 4. So 1 hour with a 4.
Mm-hmm.
If I go again, I got at least 1 hit. So.
Okay. So it's very difficult to trace, because especially with the high background count, it does take you a little bit longer. You like lose it. It dives in between the background count because it has the same magical signature. So it's hard to keep track of sometimes. But at the end of the 2 hours, you do find the spirit again as it dives into the mana barrier in the center of the center of the necropolis. Excuse me.
Is that the same astral signature as The blood guy?
It is.
I'll return back to my body. Just keep an eye out.
Okay. As you're doing all this and this whole thing is going, you guys go back to the conversation with Krampus. I mean, I think Dobrik said it best. Everyone is good at heart until it becomes too dangerous or the money doesn't exist anymore. And that's where I'm afraid that the corporations, if we go and even bring up anything, there's no funds there. They don't care. I mean, if they cared, we wouldn't be UCAS.
I mean, if they don't care and we can't fight a god, where do we go next? Or how do we make them care?
Make their wallets hurt.
All right, I'm on the fence here, like full on the fence, because corporations gotta talk, right? Like amongst themselves, even if they may not get along, they at least like share some information among them.
They probably work together to get one up on someone else.
I mean, there's the corporate court. I mean,
Yeah. So, excuse me while I be selfish for a second here. One corp wants someone dead. Would the other corps know about that? Would the other corps be on the lookout because, like, a bounty might be in place or anything along that? Or is that kind of like sucks to suck that you're mad at that guy?
it depends on how embarrassing it is that they can't complete a job that a corporation should be able to do.
I mean,
If it's been going on for a while, then it's probably less of an impact. And they're realistically, the name is everything when it comes to corporations, right? So if I can hire a set of runners who have no connection with me whatsoever to go kill a person, then I'm going to do that thing, making sure that any record of any possible backstabbing for any sort of corporate job is going to be available. Realistically, we are better hired than corporations talk to each other. It's all about the face of the company.
yeah. Because, again, being selfish for a second, I don't want to go to a corp and go, hi. We have information just for them to go, hey, there's that guy. We should shoot that guy. With me being that guy.
Is there a way that we can use the bodies of Renraku at Toronto or Seder Krupp at York to throw these corps under the bus to make them retaliate, or I don't know.
Those Renraku samurais are almost guaranteedly gone. They've already been collected.
I mean, I don't know what Renraku you guys are talking about, but like, I'm assuming, and especially if there's the Red Samurai, they're probably been collected and sent back. I mean, I feel sorry for whoever killed them because they probably have some sort of video footage that's in their armor somewhere. It may not be translated, but it may be just in their armor itself. So if they have collected, they probably find out who the killer is. And then that's another hit that they may put out, or try to find a group of runners that are in Toronto to look for it. But I mean,
So let's see.
it's a good possibility you could use these bodies if they haven't been collected yet to get them to care, because then these are paychecks at the end of the day, and it's going to cost even more of a paycheck to put a funeral out for someone.
I mean, let's just play Who Wants to Kill Me Bingo right now.
Okay.
Aztec.
Okay.
Now maybe Renraku.
Wait.
Hey, what up? Me and
And
Mason
he's-
just kicked the hell out of some Red Sam.
And he sort of puts himself up in posture and looks around at the group.
This goofy facade, that anxious mess, we're actually really good at what we do.
Yeah. But it seems to get us in trouble more than we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's the fact you guys brag about it that might get you guys into trouble, not necessarily your skills. But that's a conversation for a different day. Right now, we're trying to figure out how. I mean, I guess my story. I mean, this is it. This is. I was a doctor for Spinrad Global. White Lotus figured out where I was. I ran. You guys found me.
So, are you still good with Spinred?
I mean, yeah. But I don't know. As far as I know, I am. But I don't know if someone ratted me out to White Lotus.
Can we
Corporate connections
Get us-
are only as good as you can pay for.
get a sit down with White Lotus and try to get like a ceasefire?
With White Lotus, the people that raided here twice to try to kill us.
Both times we sent them back in a body bag. So
So-
obviously we're a force to be reckoned with. So if they want to stop losing goons, they have to talk to us.
I also think if they're actually watching this place and I walked off on my own, we would have had problems. I wouldn't probably be sitting here.
Also fair.
So you're saying you have an in with Spinrad, a new, young, hungry, probably up and coming corporation who would have a lot to benefit from seeing Red Raku or Satyr Krup's name being dragged through the bloody snow.
I mean, I haven't checked in. I haven't gone to the corporate headquarters in 4 days. I don't know if my sin even works there still.
You want to try?
I mean, maybe, but it needs to be more surefire than trying. If someone at Spinrad did sell me out to White Lotus, I don't want to be walking back into a trap.
How do we get in touch with White Lotus?
You're talking to the guy who's trying to run from them, not trying to make
Yeah.
communications with them.
Also talking to the guy who's most related to them.
Talking to you?
No. I'm saying I'm also talking
Oh,
to the guy
you. I
who's...
thought me.
Yeah, no.
I
Who's
mean-
most related to them. Like I don't know him.
And
So
I don't
be
know
like, "Hey,
the
what's up?
I don't know the family that runs the White Lotus here in Toronto. I mean, it's a different family everywhere. I was part of the Japanese portion. I mean, they're all Japanese, but like, it's a different family that runs each section of the White Lotus. I don't know who these people are. I don't know. I had contacts that are 40 years old at this point, back in Japan, but either they're probably dead or if they do and they're still looking for me, you don't leave White Lotus willingly. Think of it like a corporation, but more extreme because it's family.
Well, let's see here. It'd be risky, but we still have that box in the truck, right? Like we can see if we can get that up and running again, get some Matrix access, and then get like one phone call off and then shut it off again.
Yeah. Because there's going to be technos on our asses since we light up.
As soon as that switch gets flipped, we have to be ready to move. Because people are like on refresh, but
Or
what I'm
we
saying?
can
Like-
go downtown. Isn't downtown still active?
oh yeah.
I mean, most of downtown's empty, but I mean, or not empty, but off. But like the corporations still have power. If we're using the box that you guys are talking about, that gives Matrix somehow in this area, I think on the outskirts of towns would be better. I feel like you'll get less people trying to hack in. I mean, I don't know your skills. I mean, one of you guys may be a decker, but I mean, I'm afraid to see what kind of access they're going to get to us if we don't have the proper people ready to stop. Is my concern. Again, I'm all for trying to make something work here. I just want to trying to be a little selfish, in the words of Konami.
If memory
Be
serves
selfish. That's how you live.
me, that's one way to live. If memory serves me right, those Renraku boys were gone before we even left the campus, right?
Yeah, they were gone.
They're not there
Yeah.
anymore.
Somebody
that's
scooped them
unstable.
before we dipped.
I'm guessing maybe the same for Seder Krupp now up at York. So the only tie we have to that is that bloody comlink Mason has, and I don't know how much of a bargaining chip that really is. So what are we dealing? What's our hand? What do we have?
Well, my concern. So the bodies that you guys stumbled upon for Renraku.
Yeah.
Was it in the same manner as the rest of the university? Like, it was only one university under attack, right? York was just the only one under attack, not Toronto?
Well,
So now this is all hypothetical.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. So hypothetically, we were wanting to find out if maybe the source of the power outages was something that happened to us a few months ago at like Toronto University. So we had gone back under that where we allegedly ran into Renraku boys.
Gotcha. So there was no mass chaos attack on the first university you guys went to, just York University, correct? Because if there's
York University, yeah.
if it's York University that's the one that was under attack, they're probably sending corporate goons to go clean up whatever mess was there. Especially if Seder Krupp was involved. There's a fragging dragon now involved. And that's a whole nother monster that I'm not interested in dealing with specifically. If there's one group of individuals that we try to keep away from, it's never make a deal with the dragon.
That's a fair statement. That's some deep drag. Mace, I got nothing.
But as I'm saying is, they're probably still doing cleanup. I'm not saying that they'll be, armed to the teeth or anything, but they probably will. But that's just something to keep in mind. I mean, the two universities they're handling different situations. I don't know how they got in and out so quietly without you guys realizing the bodies you stumbled upon were gone. But that seems more samurai just dealing with their own compared to a corporation trying to deal with an attack on a university.
I'm thinking we go check out the power plant. See if it's even working, and if it is, maybe that's what's funneling all the power to the corpse. If it's not, then maybe all the power they got is underneath. Either way, it'll check a box off the investigation of the blackouts.
I mean, according to the bartender, this is the first time that the power has gone out. Before, it was just the Matrix. That's why we were sent up here to find why the Matrix was going in and out. This is the first time that there was at least an explosion. I don't know. Krampus, you've been here before. In the previous times that the Matrix has gone out, or there have been blackouts, was it electrical as well, or has it just been Matrix?
Just Matrix. I mean, again, I find it interesting that something bad in Toronto happened when you guys were last here, but that
was completely unrelated.
You say that a lot as a group.
No, this was legitimately unrelated.
Either way, until we get more information, I think we're sort of tied down with our hands behind our backs.
See,
just thinking logically here.
And I'm on board for the power plant plan, sorry. My biggest concern there is we don't have a matrix. Like, we don't have a matrix in. Granted, the matrix is down, but we don't have somebody to, like, hardline into the hardline into anything to open up doors to like check that you know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
No, I definitely get it, and you need to talk to your Jay because it seems a little weird that you didn't have a tech person come in and do a tech job, but
We're kind of told it wasn't that big of a tech job, that it was more of a site job. We're not supposed to turn it back on. Like, turning it back on is a bonus. Just figuring out why it's off is the job, right?
Yeah.
Which is what I said earlier. Hey, got it. Kamazats wants to destroy stuff. He's in Toronto messing with around stuff. Check.
We don't. We don't know if that's the reason. For all we know, that he saw that Matrix is out and he was like, "Oh, I could use this." If
I
anything,
mean, Blood Jesus was there Matrix issues going on before you guys first had Blood Jesus problems in the University of Toronto?
No.
No. And then after that one, they started having blackouts. And now he is risen. Done.
so you just want to report Kamazats? Go back, like it's Kamazats. He's doing it. How? I don't know. But it's Kamazats.
Step 1, it's Kamazat. Step 2, I don't know. It's a deity. I'm out.
How do you suggest we invest looking into the Matrix without a Deckard or a Technomancer?
Yeah. I mean, kind of look over my shoulder. They might not be up to it, but there might be somebody in the troll family.
Is there any possibility that the background count is also stopping the Matrix? Is there a wavelength that it's on that's literally just jamming it? And then the side effect is you guys have your mumbo jumbo, I don't like the magic wagic, what's going on?
I don't believe that's if it's strong enough to affect Matrix, then we have a bigger issue. And I don't think
cataclysmic.
Right, like we're talking like Chernobyl amount of background counts would be required to mess with the Matrix on a wavelength and like a scale that small, but also that large, depending on how you're looking at it, But either way, it's not that bad. I can still cast spells. I think these other magically inclined people can still cast spells. If we were to walk around in a background count that heavy, sneezing a spell would cause us to probably die.
By the way, when he's pointing at everybody, I want to kind of touch the theme at my hilt and turn it back on.
Does not turn on.
Damn.
Background counts of 3 or higher means anything foci of 3 or higher would be deactivated.
Damn.
Sorry, 3 or lower. I apologize.
Yeah, I got what you meant.
But otherwise, I think both of you are onto something. I think it's more of Kamazat thrives on fear. What's scary than not having heat to feed your family, not having food to provide for your family, not knowing if you're going to eat again, not knowing if someone's going to come and just kill you because you have something that they want. I think he might be here because people are afraid, and he saw this as an opening. I think it's a little bit of both from what Dobrik and Mason were saying. I don't think he's the cause for it, but I think he just saw an opening because people are afraid.
Well, he had some insider trading because as soon as your guys' Matrix went down, he was here instantly.
I mean, from what you guys were saying, you guys met him months ago, right?
When
he was summoned.
Yeah, when your guys' Matrix went down.
I mean, the UCAS's Matrix went down months ago. Ours has just been consistently off and on again. Unlike Seattle's, who came back on. Like, the whole UCAS's went down shortly after Seattle left UCAS.
I don't know, man.
So I'm just thinking. I'm just saying. I think again, he's using an opportunity, right? So the first opportunities, people were afraid because Matrix went down. People thought it was the Crash 3.0. So people got afraid. He got more powerful. Now we have a whole city that just is out of power. So then he's even more powerful.
So you say
I need everyone to make composure checks, by the way.
Again?
Yes.
All these composure checks.
Even I?
Even you. Because it's a time-based thing. Not a
4.
conversation-based thing. Okay.
Should somebody go get him on the roof, by the way?
He's still astrally, but this is like you guys are having a conversation. He's still currently tracking a shadow during this time because it takes 2 hours to track it. So he's currently just passed out on the roof, cuddled in a blanket. 4.
4 hits.
6.
6 hits. 0 hits. Sick. Is it a glitch?
No,
That
but
was
just
critical glitch is what I was hoping for. Konami, the growing up with Kazazats as a fairy tale, as a thing to keep the children from running around Aslan at night, is one thing. But hearing and actually seeing, and now knowing that you put a possible face to the person and seeing Kazazats up close at the university months ago is starting to cause you to waver, and you can definitely get like a little bit of a jitter as you're trying to keep your composure in this whole situation. The rest of you are fine, but you guys sense the background count drop to 0.
I want to turn my thing back on, or at least try.
It turns back on.
All right. So
Instantly, you see a Krampus sit up and begin to look around.
I feel it
yeah,
too.
same. The sword told me that things are okay.
Wait,
is there a ripple in
you?
the force? Like, what the fuck's going on?
I mean, you're not wrong. And no, the sword doesn't actually talk to me. I just felt it turn back on.
I've heard stories.
Right, setting it weapons.
Sure.
I don't have time for it.
Yeah. The force. The veil is clear.
Which
Let
tells me one of two
I'm gonna
things.
go holler at Shenanigans. I'll be right back. You guys do your thing.
Who's Shenanigans?
Karma.
As Dobrik just leaves, like, I'm gonna go talk to Shenanigans. He's like, who the hell's Shenanigans?
It's
I call shenanigans.
it's our shaman. He's
Karma.
keeping watch right now. Yeah,
Karma. Gotcha. So what this tells me, either he's gone because not enough people were afraid of him,
Or mission
We tossed a
accomplished.
big enough wrench.
Or mission accomplished. He did what he wanted to do, and it's about to fucking fall on us.
either way I believe he's gone. I think either he...
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm
Do
not,
it.
I'm not having this again.
Do it.
The last time she did this, she jumped and like dug her claws into my back. I was not about to have that for a second time.
Back up, thumbs.
She's,
Back up.
she's thinking about it.
She was.
Get him.
Do it.
I'll be right back.
Get him.
I'm about to murder my cat real quick.
All right, Alinity, calm down.
Yo.
Hold on, somebody clip this into Alinity for how to deal with cats.
Just throw them. No, we don't throw cats here, chat.
We cherish cats because
do.
they're wonderful and
Beat up.
glorious creatures.
Beat up. Either I think Mason's onto something. Either I think honestly, either way he's left. Either he did what he wanted to do, and he's gone because he did it, or not enough people were afraid. Not people we're concerned of him being here. He thrives off of fear. So either he got enough fear and did what he needed to do, or he's no longer around.
Or he got enough blood.
I mean, again, not claiming to be a expert or knowledgeable resource on the matter, but if he's needing blood for anything, that's a lot of blood, and I don't think he's getting it from those bodies outside. They look pretty messed up and dead for a while.
The necropolis? I don't know what that's about.
Don't forget about tiger blood.
Either way, you say we need more information. We need more leads. Where are we going to get it?
I need to move, guys. I can't right now with this spooky nonsense.
I mean, there's different libraries around. I mean, there's a talismonger that's down the street. I may know something about it.
You mean the magical beam? No way, I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
Is there like a Deckers Guild around here somewhere?
I mean, maybe I'm as far as you can think when it comes to decking.
I mean,
Call it an internet cafe.
they'd probably just be lands at this point. I mean,
With Dobert gone, I think it's safe to say, like, we had somebody who could have helped us with this, but Kamazats took him. Like, Iko was...
Do you think he did that on purpose?
I mean, maybe.
I don't think he's all...
No, I was saying, I mean, if he's using this outage as a tool to cause fear,
Keep it longer?
is he going after people who are tech focused?
Maybe?
I mean, again, it's a whole university got taken out. I mean, obviously there's magical there, there's engineering that's going on. It's something to look into.
I need to put a bullet in something, and that's not threatening anybody here. I'm just saying, like, I'm freaked out, and I need to do something to change that. So my vote is still we go kick in the door of that mausoleum and see what the hell is making those shadows fly around.
Yeah. Okay.
At the very least, it helps protect where we're staying at the moment, and then we can move. But that's just my vote.
Dobrik, you get to the top of the ladder, and you see Karma unconscious, wrapped in a blanket.
Great.
By the way, it's been roughly about like 10 minutes into your 2-hour journey there, Karma.
Dobrik will just lay down next to Karma, and then Ashley project and
I thought you were gonna spoon.
check to see what's going on in the graveyard.
Go ahead and perceive. With no background count.
So nice. 3 hits.
3 hits. You see Karma chasing, very slowly, meticulously, following what looks like an astral signature in a trail in the graveyard.
Is it heading towards the mana barrier? Because that's what...
In about 10 minutes throughout this, it's very just everywhere. But you see him fall. It's obviously he's following something, but it's not made its way back to the mana barrier yet. It's realistically he's like down into the cemetery and like a couple meters in.
Then Dobrik would shoot up a little bit. One, make sure the mana barrier is still there, and then 2, to see if there's the horde of zombies still being controlled.
Yeah, both seem to be still active. Yes.
All right, I'll come back to my body. I'll let Karma do his thing.
Okay. 2 hours later, Karma, you do resurface back at your body after finding where the spirit or the shadow goes to, and when you come back to your body, it's like taking a large breath of air after feeling like you've been magically suffocated for the last day, as you now have no background count.
Oh, also, Dobrik is going to draw like a giant penis in the snow next to him, as well as a miniature snow angel, and before he makes his way back inside.
While you, get a good look at what you would use to be your art piece, you see something actually drug through the snow. Actually, you would not, because the sun would cause it to melt the snow away. So you actually don't see anything really of importance up on there.
I was gonna ask what that shadow spirit drew before I started following it.
So it's was a circle with what looked like to be an X, but laid sideways. That makes sense. So, but like, no, so, I mean, in theory, but like, when you do like a capital X, like it's tighter.
Yeah.
But it's laid sideways.
That's weird.
It is indeed spooky.
Karma's gonna keep an eye out still. I don't think I've gotten into those soy chips that brought up with me.
You did not. You were like, saw it, you're like, well, better get to work, and then passed out. But yeah, you now have no background count. You do see a nice little drawing in the snow, as well as a snow angel next to you.
Must have been Dobrik.
Right. You also see it is bright and sunny outside. It's still a little chilly, but instead of being like negative, it's just lower or upper teens in weather. After the 2 hours your spear would have had to be able to control the weather around you.
We use centigrade over here in Canada, so it's like maybe 2 degrees, 1 degree.
I'm done with you. But yeah, you guys are regrouped. And as you get back downstairs, you do see that Krampus is beginning to lay down after a long evening and day of trying to fly all over and figure out what's going on.
Figured me and Co are probably like loading mags, cleaning blades, like we're just getting ready for a fight.
Yep. I'm loading magazines. At some point, I want to go up and get my rifle off the roof.
That checks out.
And yeah, just loading up, making sure everything's good to go.
Okay. Yeah, it's not much of an issue. You go upstairs and get your rifle, come back. Everything looks normal with it. But you guys are all set up and ready for the next leg of your journey, as we have now officially gone into day 4.
Hey, we survived 3 days.
Bum, 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 bum.
Night 4 is where Freddy starts to show up,
It's true.
like Golden Freddy.
I feel like we need like a little graphic that fades in. Day 4.
Like I always get in those like Five Nights at Freddy's when it's 6 a.m. rolls around. Yeah. Pep, if you're here, I need that graphic.
You also do like Call of Duty Nazi Zombies where it has like the bloody check marks.
Ooh, I do like those too.
Yeah, so I'm going to disassemble the sniper rifle and put it back in its case.
Okay.
I want to clean
For the rubber
it.
band.
Probably got wet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it was laying in snow, and then that snow melted.
You don't want
So
it to
it's-
rust. So
Yeah, as I disassemble it, clean it out, making sure it's nice and pampered. This thing was expensive,
Of course, of
Uh,
course.
and putting it away in the case, getting ready to roll out. So that's gonna be sword, shotgun, smart gun.
We get you're a walking armory. We get it.
Yeah. I'm leaving the rifle at the bar though.
Ooh.
Like if we're just gonna go check the kick in the door at the mausoleum, I don't need a sniper rifle.
As you guys prepare for the next day, that is where we'll go ahead and end tonight's session. We have made it through night 3. You guys are no longer getting a background count. You guys learned a little bit.
10% done.
episode 17, the Great Debate.
Exactly.
Right. That's all this episode was just like, what do we do?
It was a good-
I don't know.
It was a good RP session. I was for it.
Sodium.
Right, exactly.
We got shot.
Yet. No, as you guys so yeah, you guys are all set and good to go. Thanks for coming and hanging out, guys. Ian, where can they find you when you're not, causing havoc, shooting teammates, getting blood?
First off, I'd like to go on record and say that I didn't shoot my teammate. I was forced to shoot my teammate.
Wait.
There is a difference.
But you still
Semantics.
there's still the sentence "I shot my teammate" with there's still a couple extra words, but those words still reside in that sentence.
Could have tried to
I was
prevent it
not-
with some edge.
Ooh.
I was not in control of my body when the bullet was fired. Therefore,
You
it
didn't
was
do
not.
all you could do to prevent it. It's
I
also-
did as much as I thought in the moment to do to prevent the situation. Anyway, what's up, gang? My name is Ian. You can find me at twitch.tv/IanFlux. Wolvie actually just so kindly shouted me out in the chat right there. So come hang out. I'm trying to get my streaming back on track.
Yeah, TFT Master over there.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Dude, we've been playing TFT in a big way today because of the new set. Probably just gonna be a TFT streamer again. Let's go. And find me on Twitter. Come talk to me on Twitter at IanFlux12. IANFLUX12.
Yeah, do it. Talk about how much you love cheese. I promise the conversation is worth it.
Oh, that conversation's a good time. Come ask me about melted cheese just so I can at Brews and we can have this whole conversation again.
For like the 4th time after knowing each other for a year.
Yeah.
Other than that, guys, we are going to be doing a 24-hour stream because we're almost at 370 follows, I think, already. We're sort of smurfing over the last month, so it'd be super cool if you guys are new here. Hit that follow button. If you're not new here, hit the subscribe button. It goes a long way. Speaking of subscribes, we hit a hype train, level 2 today. Hello, that's the first for this channel. I think we got 3-4 subs today, so thank you so much for, let's see, Mrs. Brews. Thank you, Derlin, for the bits, as well as the gifted subs from Rearton. You guys are insane. And JJ, thank you, and Donnie, thank you for renewing your subs. I appreciate it. Goes a long way to helping make this work. We're able to go ahead and put new content together. Obviously, we get some sweet new overlays because of it. Shout out to Peppermint Gentleman for throwing this stuff together. He is insane. We're going to be getting some new overlays for the regular just Jaybrew stream. But make sure you guys check the We Run the Night Twitter at We Run the Night or We Run the Night RP. So make sure to go check them out as well. Because that is the official Twitter of We Run the Night. We asked some really interesting polls stuff on there. It's a really good time. But yeah, other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Again, it was a little bit of a slower episode, but we had a lot of drama-filled episodes for like the last 3 or 4 episodes. I think I can speak for
Tension.
myself that I need emotional break from it all.
I'm ready for next week being the hack and slash gun 'em down episode.
Exactly.
Go into the heart of the
Part of the zombie horde. Let's just go get them.
Go into
Sure,
the
this will
nest.
solve our power situation.
Yeah, of course it will. 8 episodes later. Guys, we cleared out the zombie nest. We're ready.
Right.
We're here to fix the power? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, Josh, I know it's a little bit late, but big question.
Mhm.
Dobrik did not notice this mana barrier before the whole big explosion thing, right? This is new.
This is new. That is correct.
All right. Good to know.
The
Still waiting
Scarlet
for that flesh golem.
The Scarlet Cross, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you.
Hey.
A flesh golem. I thought about it. No. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We will be live tomorrow after I get off work tomorrow. So we're probably going to be going to Tarkov. I did take a couple days off Tarkov streaming last week because hackers kill motivation to do anything in every sort of video game.
They do.
Stop playing Fortress.
That's true. So, but we got me remotivated. I was able to actually, play the video game. It was great. And so we will be back in a very big way with Tarkov, checking it out. New updates are supposed to be coming out very soon, so we'll see where it takes us. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and call it a night for tonight, and then go ahead and see who's available to raid. So make sure you guys stick around so we can go ahead and raid someone, give someone some sweet, sweet energy going in for the rest of the evening. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. We'll see you guys next week on We Run the Night. Have a good night, guys.